Good morning and welcome to Knitwhim Diaries. My name is Knitwhim. Today is February the 3rd, 2015. Welcome to my show. Just right off the bat, I want to say hello and welcome to all the new viewers out there. I saw a couple of new subscribers over the weekend, so thank you. Hi, welcome. I hope you enjoy what you see. We're going to do the prize drawing for the Valentine bats giveaway at the end of this episode. I apologize in advance for anyone who missed out on entering. I know I didn't explicitly say when the prize entries were going to be closed, but if you didn't make it in to enter and if you don't win this time around, don't be too sad because I'm going to do another giveaway for St. Patrick's Day. So there'll be more bats in the future, just you wait and see. Moving right into finished objects, I finished a pair of mittens knit out of yarn that I spun myself. And here they are. Ta-da! I am super thrilled with these, and the thing I am most proud of is how well they match. Check that out. I'm so dyslexic, it's not even funny. So this is yarn that I spun myself from the Lorna's Laces Merino, and I actually had already knit a cowl out of the same yarn, so now I have sort of a matching coordinated set. If I'd been thinking, I would have brought the cowl up here to show you how matchy they are, but alas, I was not thinking. So I finished the first mitten, and then the next color that was up was purple, and it would have been so much purple that the entire next glove would have been purple. So I'm not one of those people who can handle super mismatched knitting objects. So I rewound the ball until I got to a point where the pink was back so I could have matching gloves. And I'm really happy with these. I did both the tubular cast on and the tubular bind off. I think I mentioned in the last episode. The tubular cast on is super amazing and creates this like really stretchy edge, and it looks nice and I love it. For some reason, when I did it the second time on this mitten, even though I had the instructions pulled up and was reading off the instructions what to do, I still managed to mess this one up. Sorry, my sailor is coming out. I still managed to mess this one up, and this one is not stretchy at all, whereas this one is like super stretchy. But they still fit fine, and it's not a big deal wearing wise, but it's just like I'm such a perfectionist, and I'm a little miffed that my mittens, like, that's the only flaw with these mittens, is that the tubular cast off for this mitten didn't work out so hot. And I'm not sure what I did wrong, and I didn't notice until after I'd already woven in the ends, and I do a really thorough job of weaving in the ends, and I don't even want to consider the idea of trying to take that out because I don't mess around when I weave in the ends. So, yay! I'm super happy about those, and that's my only finished object for the past 2 weeks. I've been super busy, and I've been splitting my attention amongst a lot of things. So, moving on to, I don't know where to put this, works in progress. I am still working on the little pumpkin dragon that I'm making. It's from the Choose Your Own Adventure Dragon crochet pattern by Stacy Chalk, and I really recommend it. And this is the progress I've made. I do have the dragon's head started as well, but it's away. So these are the little arms. Look at how cute they are, they're so small. And then I'm about a quarter of the way through with the second foot. This is the foot. Look how small it is. Now this pattern is initially designed for worsted weight yarn, so if you're knitting it, or crocheting it rather, out of worsted weight, the objects would be significantly bigger. But since I'm doing this with fingering weight yarn using a 0.75mm crochet hook, they are coming out ridiculously tiny. And I'm not super confident in my crocheting, and I don't have this stuff memorized yet, so I have to sit in front of the pattern and read the pattern as I'm doing it. I can't just go off. And I love the pattern, it's amazing, but it's super long, and every single page has photographs on it. And so I don't want to print it out because that's a waste of ink to print all those photos. So I could only work on it when I'm sitting at my computer. So it's slow going, but I'm working on it, and I'm really excited to finish it. So we'll see. And the other knitting work in progress is I started my husband's sweater. So this is the Robert Redford tennis sweater, and you can get it, it's in an ebook collection. So you can't just buy the pattern by itself, you have to buy the whole ebook, which is $20. But the pattern seems really nice, and there are other patterns in the book that I really like, especially there's a skirt pattern that I want to knit. It's out of lace weight. I'm crazy, right? So this is what I've gotten so far. Now this is a knit flat sweater. So that's exciting because the sweater I knit myself was in the round. I think I prefer, but we'll find out. So this is the back of the sweater I'm working on, and this yarn is a Dream in Color Calm. It's a single ply worsted weight, which, let me tell you, I bought it over the Black Friday sale that Eat Sleep Knits had, and I bought it at work because I was afraid, and rightfully so, that if I waited until I got home that the stuff that I wanted would be gone, or there wouldn't be enough of the color I liked. So I bought it at work, and I was, you know, kind of multitasking and also trying to make sure that nobody noticed that I was buying things at work because that's kind of not allowed. And I didn't notice initially that Dream in Color Calm was a single ply. So when it came in the mail, I was very perturbed. I was not happy because, you know, in my limited experience with single ply, it does not wear very well. It's the best ever for felting if you want things to felt, and otherwise not good for garments because they will felt. But I've never knit with really good quality single ply, so far this is holding up well. I did create a swatch, which if you follow me on Instagram, you saw the photo. I posted a photo of the swatch, and I washed the swatch, gently hand washed it, and it seemed fine. So in theory, as long as I continue to hand wash the sweater, it'll be okay. So I have to do 12 inches of this, and before I start the shaping for the armholes, and then do the front and the sleeves. So the other thing I wanted to say about this pattern is, if any of you guys have been in the patterns thread on Ravelry, or if you haven't, you need to check that place out. It is amazing. So I didn't look at the sizes for the sweater before I bought the pattern, and so then I went to sit down and knit it, and it said the smallest size was a 38-inch circumference for the chest. My husband is super tiny, and so his chest is like 35 inches or something equally retarded. And I think it's 30. It doesn't matter. It's smaller than the smallest. And so I was freaking out because I'm like, well, how, like, now I have to do math to make this sweater the right size for my husband. And I hate math. That's why I'm a linguist. And, you know, simple arithmetic is hard for me. I don't want to do this. So I went to the patterns group on Ravelry, and I just posted math help resizing a sweater. And I just put, like, this is the sweater. This is what it says. This is the gauge. This is blah, blah, blah. And within minutes, I got responses. These people are amazing. And it turns out, it was a false alarm. I didn't even need to resize the sweater because the measurements for the sweater, like 38 inches, that's the finished size of the sweater, but it's supposed to have that ease or whatever. I get confused between which is which. And so it's supposed to be loose on the body so you can wear it over another shirt. Like a polo shirt or something. So the 38-inch finished sweater is the size meant for a smaller man. So that's what, like, almost unanimously what I was told in the pattern thread that I posted, and so I'm going with it. I'm knitting the smallest size, and we'll see. It's already looking like it's going to fit, just holding up the back piece to my husband and being like, oh yeah, this is the right size for your back, and then when I seam it together with the front, it should work out. So I'm really excited about this, and I think I need to start winding the other balls because I only have this one wound. And I know I have more, but it makes me nervous when this is the only one I can see, and that's clearly not going to last for much longer. So that is that. Now I do have some spinning works in progress. I'm still working on the 2 by hand New Zealand spin on my wheel, which was the brown roving I showed last time. I haven't really touched it because I've been like spinning like the wind, trying to finish the Maleficent spin I've been doing with these ponies from Gourmet Stash. I'm totally blanking for a second. They were a present that my friend picked up for me at Maryland Sheep and Wool last year, and I've been spinning them. I was spinning them pretty regularly up through November. I took them with me when I visited my in-laws in November, but then I kind of put it aside and was doing other things. And I want to finish it now, like I have motivation to finish, because I want to start participating in spin-alongs that various spindle threads are having. And I can't do that until I clear the spindle. So I now have motivation to finish, but I need to stop spinning so thin because it takes forever to spin. So this is what I'm spinning. I'm probably going to 2-ply it, and it's going to be a 2-ply lace weight. And I have 8 of these ponies left. And seeing as I'm spinning it so thin, it's taking me about 2 hours per pony to spin. So I still have a ways to go, which is a shame because it's February and all of the spindle places have started new threads. Now Spindle Candy is one thread where you don't have to start with it. Like, it's not like a contest or anything. It's just, hey, post what you're spinning. And so it doesn't matter if you're in the middle of a project or not. So I'll probably go ahead and post pictures of this and there when they haven't started their February thread yet. But I'll just be like, hey, finishing up the end of this so I can start some other things. By the way, this is Amanda's. She got one of those awesome tea thermoses from Teavana that has the tea strainer in it and whatnot. And then I thought those were awesome, and so I went and bought one for myself and one for my husband. Crap. The one I bought for my husband was smaller, and it's too small for the spindles. Actually, the Russian is too tall even for that one. The Tibetans are just a little bit smaller. But this one's too small. But then I got myself the purple one. Because it's purple. So I have 2 that hold Tibetans. And 1 dud. But anyways, what was I talking about? So yeah, the bristlecone thread has a really fun spin along going on where you spin a yarn that's inspired by the Men in Knitwear calendar for that month. And I don't know why I didn't know about the Men in Knitwear calendar until now, but now I do, and I kind of need all of them. I'm like drooling all over these photos, and so for February, the one is a gladiator wearing mittens, and that's a red spin, and then the other one is this like shirtless guy wearing a silver knit hat. The gladiator though, amazing. I want to do that spin. And some other people in the thread have already asked if it's okay to do the spin if you've already got a little going on your spindle, because that one does have, they're giving away a subscription to the calendar, so there's a prize involved. So it kind of matters, but no one has replied yet, what a yes or no, whether or not that's okay. And I have this fiber, it's kind of perfect for the gladiator spin. It's like it's not really red, but it's this auburn brown color, and so it really works with the gladiator, all the leather work on the gladiator. And I really want to use this because I want to finish this spin anyways. Actually, I was spinning this a lot thicker than I thought, so that's good. And I have quite a significant amount left because this is all that I have left in the first half that would be spinning on this spindle. And let me pull out these tags. And then I have a whole second one. So like the first one that I already started spinning is 1.6 ounces, this little tag. And the second one that hasn't even been unwrapped was 1.7 ounces. So like, in my mind, it wouldn't be a big deal for me to use this to do the spin along, because in reality I probably won't be able to finish it in time anyway, because you only have a month to do it. And it looks like there's a lot on there, but compared to how much I have left to go, and this is only the first half, I don't think it should be an issue. So I think if no one's replied soon, I'm just going to assume that the answer is yes. And then, of course, this one will be for the second bat, so I can ply them together. Do a 2-ply. I love the spindle. I'm so sad that I got this a while ago, and I haven't actually had a chance to spin anything real on it. This is a Spanish peacock Russian. And I was really pleased with this one because I found out about it on a Facebook post. And he was just like, here's a picture of, you know, 6 spindles. If you want one, PM me and I'll sell it to you. I don't feel like putting it on the shop. And because I was home alone with nothing better to do on a credit card, I got it. But I haven't actually done a real spin on it. I've done some test spinning, and I've also had like friends come over who wanted to learn how to use it, but I haven't spun on it myself. And this one is also a Spanish peacock, so they're twins or siblings. So that's that spinning work in progress. And then, and so then the other one that I wanted to do is the spindle. It's just the Spindles group, and they also have a spin along going where you only have to spin an ounce, and so it doesn't matter that one has already been started, because I still have way more than an ounce left to spin. And that one's a memory spin, where you sort of have to link a memory to the project that you're doing, which would be super easy because that fiber I won playing Nerd Wars, and I have so many amazing memories from playing Nerd Wars. I miss Nerd Wars, and I haven't been playing it since then because, you know, in order for it to be fun, you actually have to finish a bunch of things every month, and I just haven't had the time to knit that much, although I might now that I'm on nights, but that's a whole nother thing. So there's that, and then the other one, when I clear the Maleficent singles off the Tibetan, the other spin I want to do on the spindles is I have these rollags from Knitting in Color that we got when we went to the Fiber Festival earlier this year. I forget what it was, like the Southeastern Fiber Festival or something. It was amazing. We bought fiber. I got these rollags, and I really want to spin them. So when that Tibetan spindle becomes free, that's what that's doing. So, did I remember to bring it up? Oh yeah. So the other fun thing that happened since the last we talked is I purchased a violin. So I'm not going to show you the violin today because honestly, I don't know how to play it. I took violin lessons for a year in 2012 while I was in A school, and it was a lot of fun. And I didn't really get that far, but I actually was playing songs that sort of sounded like songs, and I haven't touched the violin since then, and I've completely forgotten everything. So the only thing I can still do on the violin is use the bow to make sound off the string, and I don't even know how to play the different notes on the other than the open strings. Like it's completely gone. Like the muscle memory is just, it's not like riding a bike. But I really enjoyed taking the lessons. Like I like learning things more than actually doing them, which is why I'm knitting less and less and moving more towards spinning and dyeing, because like I know how to knit now and I enjoy the challenge of learning new things. The problem is I'm a perfectionist and I hate being bad at stuff. And so I really loved my violin teacher, but I felt like as much as I loved her, it wasn't worth paying that much money for lessons, because literally what it amounted to was just having someone there watching me practice and be really frustrated by how slow I was going. And so I'm hoping to teach myself the basics on the violin. I'm following this person on YouTube whose name is Fiddler Man. I mean, he has a whole host of video tutorials for like newbie stuff for the violin. So I feel like if I got to the point where I could do a lot of the basic stuff easily and it didn't frustrate me anymore, then at that point it would be worth it to pay a teacher to teach the more advanced stuff, because right, and I would be trying to play the next note on the G string and I would be missing it and getting a flat or a sharp or something, and that would be the whole lesson, is me trying to hit the right note on the string. And that's like, I don't want to pay for a 30-minute lesson where it's just me trying to hit the right note on the string, because there's not really a whole lot the teacher can do to help you there. That's something you have to learn through practice, and I'm just really slow. So I'm really looking forward to doing that. There's a whole hassle with the violin thing because it required a signature, and I'm not home at 3 o'clock, which is when the FedEx guys think is okay to deliver. And so I missed it, and then I called, and I was like, hey, hold it so that I can come pick it up in the morning because I don't want you to deliver it at 3 when I'm not going to be home. And I go there, and they're like, oh, we didn't get your phone call. I don't know who you talked to. We didn't hold it. Long story short, I got it anyways. Thank goodness, but it was just frustrating. The other thing I got with the violin was I bought this Berry Grip. It's a hand exerciser to like strengthen your hand, and Phil Lerman recommends it to help strengthen your fingers because it is kind of difficult to put your fingers on the strings, especially your pinky finger. You have to be able to use your pinky finger to hit notes, and I can barely push, like my front finger I can push all the way down. My pinky finger I can't even get halfway. So this is coming to work with me tonight, and that's going to be like one of my ways to kill two birds with one stone. I can defeat boredom by exercising my fingers and pretending that I'm playing the violin, because this represents the 4 strings, and I'll hold it as if it were a violin and just pretend that I'm playing, and make all of my coworkers realize once again how nerdy and geeky I am. And then I'll also be strengthening my fingers, because one of the other problems I had the last time I tried to learn violin is that my hands are so weak that I could only practice for like 15 minutes at a time before they started to get sore. And so this will give me a head start, I think. So I'm really excited about that. The other thing I did was I made a light box. So if you follow me on Instagram, you've probably already seen some stuff about it, and hopefully you've noticed an improvement in the photo quality. My name on Instagram, by the way, is Knitwhim, same as here on Ravelry. So I made a light box. It's not that great, but it does its job. I took like a standard cardboard box. The back side is solid and the bottom is solid, but I cut, I think you can see on the inside, I cut squares out of the other 3 sides, and then I covered them with cloth. And this is just an old white undershirt from my military uniform that I'm no longer using. I covered the holes that I cut into the cardboard, and then I put white paper in the back. And so the whole thing is that you shine the light on top, and it diffuses the light all throughout the box, and it just creates these perfectly lit photographs. Now this is really small, so like I can photograph small like skeins of yarn or mittens, but there's no way I could photograph the sweater when it's done in here. So I guess future plans would be to build a bigger one that could actually hold whole knitted garments or bigger pictures other than just like, here are some mittens. But I really enjoyed that. That was just something it took me like an hour to do, and I have to keep it in the closet now because one of my kittens, King Kai, will crawl into it and then just push his feet on the cloth until he pops the tape off and pushes through the hole. And it's just like, why would you do that? Don't. She's such a terrible kitten. He is so rambunctious. Like, I have him wearing these collars, and he managed to take his off again today. His sister, Ezra, has yet to remove her collar once since getting it, and this is his second time worming out of it. The first time, he managed to get the collar hooked onto the orifice hook on my wheel, and then just like pull it off that way, and it was wedged onto the orifice hook. Because I have a Kromsky menstrual, and it has a little hole drilled into the bottom of the wheel that the orifice hook sticks in, and then the hook comes out underneath. And so he just like managed to rub his neck onto the orifice hook and like yank it off. Like, first of all, you shouldn't be on my wheel anyways, and second of all, bad kitty. So that is going to be everything for today. And I guess I should end the episode with the prize drawing? Maybe? So I took the names of everyone who entered, and I really enjoyed reading all of your Valentine's Day things that you wrote. Definitely candy is a good one. Various favorite types of candy and just things. I think it's kind of common for couples who've been in, you know, relationships for a long time to just not do anything for Valentine's Day. Just like, well, you know, you're stuck with me now. I say that, but then sort of kind of maybe my husband and I are doing something special this year for Valentine's Day. Not really on purpose, but we're kind of doing a romantic weekend in a hotel the last weekend of February. So it's not on Valentine's Day, but it's still sort of in the same month. And I don't know, I think that was more of a coincidence than anything, but I'm in my head, I'm just counting that as our Valentine's Day thing. And who wants to really be out and about on actual Valentine's Day, because I'm sure that would be crazy. So anyway, I have all the names in this thing. It's too small for shaking up. So here's my wonderful bag. This is a Tivana bag. And the names are going in it. Who is going to win this prize? I don't know. Give me a good... Alright everyone, hold your breath. And drum roll. Where are all the names? Drum roll, drum roll, drum roll, drum roll. And the winner is, whoop, whoop, whoop. It's Natalie, Four Eyes Knitting. Natalie, congratulations. You have won yourself a bat. I don't want you to see my handwriting. Or two. Please send me a private message with your correct name and address so I can get that shipped to you relatively soon-ish. And congratulations. Alright, I will see you all when I see you. Have a great week.